Hello, seniors. Today we're going to talk about syncing your Common App and your BridgeU account. We're going to talk about adding universities to your shortlist and to your applications. And we're also going to talk about your writing builder. So these are all things that you need to be doing before the end of October. So you need to make sure that all of your schools, especially if you're applying EA or ED with the November 1 deadline, they must be in your BridgeU account by October 15th. You're also supposed to have your Common App and BridgeU account linked together by October 11th. So I am going to show you how to do all of that. So we're going to start off by going to your profile. Then you're going to click on Pair Your Common App Account. This is going to pop up a screen where it will ask you to proceed to Common App. You will click it, it will take you to Common App, you will log in, and then it will ask you if you're okay with pairing, and you say yes. You must do this after you sign your FERPA waiver, which I've already shown you how to do in class. So, if this is anything like it was at my last school, you can add schools in Common App and it will automatically sync into your BridgeU account. However, if you delete schools in BridgeU, it will not, or delete or add schools in BridgeU, I should say. However, if you delete or add schools in BridgeU, they will not go the other way. So they won't show up in Common App. Another downside to this is also if you delete a school out of Common App, oftentimes it will not delete in BridgeU. So you need to be checking both to make sure they are accurate. Okay? So once you have that completed, you need to add universities. So we're going to click on universities. You can click where the school is located, or you can simply just type in the school. And so this is the school I'm looking for. I want to add that. Let's do the same with a UK school. So we're going to talk about Oxford. And I'm going to select a major. Okay, and then I'm going to add that to my shortlist. Now, in my shortlist, you can see all of these different application systems that I've already got in here. Okay, so for this one, for NYU, I don't have a Common App account linked with my BridgeU account because I have two fake accounts. So you select the date, make sure you look at these, sometimes they are wrong, and then you can let them know if it is wrong. So we'll select November 1. Since this is not linked, I cannot click on Common App, but you would normally click there, and then you would click Save. So we'll go over to Edinburgh. You would again select the deadline and click UCAS and click Save. We would make sure that we are looking at the correct date, UC school, and Save. So now on to Oxford. They have an October 15 deadline, but most schools with the UC system, sorry, not UC. As you can see, Oxford has an October 15th deadline. However, most UCAS schools have a deadline of January 15th. Other majors as well might have an October 15th deadline, and that's typically like med school. So it's very important that you look at that. And then you click how you're going to apply, which would be through UCAS, and then click Save. So now if you go over to your applications, you can see that I have already added several universities to my list. Remember, you cannot exceed 10 applications. The UCAS system and the UC system all count as one. However, with the UCAS system, they have a maximum of 5 schools that you can submit applications to. So keep that in mind when you're setting this up, okay? This school, we can edit the application details. And you can see on the screen that it actually can be applied to through CommonApp. So even if you're not planning on applying to the US, you should still create a CommonApp just in case, so you can apply that way as well. Okay, so now that we've added all of these schools, and these should be schools that are on your university spreadsheet, we'll go over to the writing builder. Okay, so on the screen, you can see the personal statement areas. If you haven't added any schools yet, specifically in the US, you will not see the Common Application Essay section. It will only have the UK personal statement section. Now, since I have schools from the US in my applications, I can see it here. I can click down and read through the different prompts and decide which one I want to write with. Now, I recommend having multiple different prompts picked out and having a couple of different variations of personal statements ready to go. Over here, under the annotated sample essays, these are different US personal statements that were accepted. So if we click here on Columbia, you can see the statement that this person submitted and which portions of the essay that were impactful to the admissions representatives. Now, if you click on the annotated personal statements, these are more geared towards the UK school. So we'll click on Geography and Economics. You can see where this student was accepted into using the UCAS system. And again, it's very similar where you can see the parts that were most impactful. You can also hover over and it will pop up a box that will give you more information about what was important about the highlighted sections. Okay, so right here it says 400 characters. So that is, or sorry, not 400 characters, 4,000 characters. That includes spaces, periods, hyphens, question marks, letters, anything of that nature. You cannot exceed more than 4,000 characters. For CommonApp, it's 650 words. There is a minimum as well, which I believe is 250 minimum words for the Common Application essay. So make sure that you have a decent amount of information in here. You click Edit. And once it loads, you can begin typing. Okay. You can also click on annotated samples so you can see them while you're typing. And then you write. And then when you are done, you must submit them for me to review. Remember, you're supposed to give me 3 weeks for this. Because that way I can look through, read them, give you critiques and edits, and then send it back to you, and then you can send it back to me once you've made those edits. Okay, so a thing to remember about personal statements is they need to be attention getting. They need to keep the person's interest. So it needs to be interesting. It needs to be about you. You can add characters or people in your life in the essays, but make sure it's about you. There have been many of times when people have written about a person that inspired them, but it had nothing to do with the person who was writing it. It had everything to do with the inspiring person. And so it was great information. However, it was no information about the person applying. So this is your one chance to really express who you are in your own words in this very short section of an essay. You have other opportunities as well, like through additional statements and essays. However, this is the main one. So this one needs to really pack a punch when it comes to the information inside of it. And again, it needs to be attention-getting. People need to be able to remember it when they are done reading it. They need to remember it compared to other students. So make sure that it is, well, maybe not necessarily entertaining, but it keeps the reader's attention. Once you have submitted it and I have approved it, then you may use this essay for your statements. One last thing that I would like to do before I get off this video is show you how to request recommenders. I know I didn't mention it earlier, but I just remembered I needed to talk to you about this. So over here on the side, you'll click on recommendations. So here's the introduction, and then you will click on my progress. You're going to click on new recommendation, and then this is where you will fill out the person's name. So this would be, if you were asking me, my name, and then my email. So here in this little area, this message, it already has like a pre-made statement for you to send. Can you send this? Yes. But I recommend making it more personalized. So yes, you may remember me as I took one of your courses. Most likely you're already still in one of their courses, so you can just make this more personal. And then you click Save. It will send an email to your teacher that you have requested them. You must do this in order for a teacher to upload your teacher recommendation letter as well as their reference letter. So please make sure that you have completed all these necessary steps. If you have questions, please feel free to contact me. Bye.